Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Bigfoot. And Bigfoot, I appreciate you being able to cut your own scenes, because I was making me that final cup of coffee that I have to have before we start every program. It's just a security blanket, right? Where are you, America? You're right over there, aren't you? It's just a security blanket, this coffee that I drink. But what's wrong with a security blanket? I've always said, well, I've said sometimes, maybe at least twice. This is Truth Bomb Memes. I have too much delay on my voice. All right, that's better. That's almost too little. I am producing the show while also narrating, hosting, editing, and creating the jingle, if you will. This is our jingle. Jingle of the moment. It'll change. Maybe on every show there might be a new jingle. But this one's pretty good. This is Cypher on bass. And yours truly on the looping pedal. I've got my bubbly water. I've got my coffee. Thank you, Bitter End Coffee Shop. This is Q109. And my four-legged table is unsteady. We're going to work through that and other traumas in today's episode of Truth Bomb Memes, entitled I Used to Have a Six-Pack, and Now I Just Got These Breadsticks. Here, I'll give you a little listen, a little taste. You've been good. I'll give you a taste. You don't have to wait too long for today's beat. Here it comes. Yeah. That's right. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. That's right. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. That's right. Yeah. Ooh. That's right. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. That's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. Yeah. I used to have a six-pack. And now I got just breadsticks. Ooh, ah. I used to have a six-pack. So there you have it, people. Now I got just breadsticks. Now I got just breadsticks. And now I just got breadsticks. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. Ooh, that's too loud. Sorry about that. I just wanted to bring the beat back because I like the beat just for talking. You know, sometimes America, you need a beat just for talking. This is my talking beat. It's a little too loud, though. That means I gotta yell too much. I'm gonna leave the beat on in the background, folks, just to hypnotize you into compliance with my one and only request, which is to call this television program. This is simulcasted. It's a podcast. It's a vidcast. It's a radio program on Q109 FM out of Walla Walla, Washington, America's favorite mythical radio station. You may have heard of it or not. I'm riffing on a show called 12 Ounce Mouse, people. It's on Adult Swim. Check it out at adultswim.com. You can watch a bunch of them for free, which I love. Thank you, Adult Swim, for figuring out how to wriggle out of that headlock with Comcast. Bravo, though. You did a wonderful job. And the gimmick, the game of the scene is that in the show 12 Ounce Mouse, one of the characters, I think, is an actual DJ, but I don't know where he worked. He's This is Truth Bomb Memes. Give us a call. We can talk about a bunch of stuff. I thought today maybe we could talk about the hazards of getting older and eating too many breadsticks. We can hang out with our studio audience you see there. We can talk to Dr. Freud. How are you today, Dr. Freud?
Thank you for having me, and this is my pet zebra. This miniature zebra. This is Sebastian.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Sebastian.
Sebastian is a good boy, but we can talk about the politics or the policing reform, or what a bad idea it was to call it defund the police. It was a good idea with a bad name.
Yeah. I hear you on that one, Dr. Freud. Let's do a slow slide like we used to do back in the day on public access television. I want to give a shout out to all you public access TV junkies. And I mean junkie in the most affectionate way possible. Like a junk food junkie, which seems cute somehow. Although it's really quite a serious addiction we have, especially in America. Junk food is super addictive. Nacho cheese Doritos. They were so popular that people forgot the previous type of Dorito even existed. It was the taco flavor, and was there a plain Dorito that came out before taco? I think taco was the original, though. I could be wrong. I think I'm conflating Doritos with Tostitos, because I believe they most definitely had a plain version of Tostito. All right. Hey, y'all are looking good out there today. I like what you've done with your hair. This is Truth Bomb Memes. Give us a call, 509-676-6032. We have only had one caller to this show ever. And as is often the case, we dropped the call somehow, but they were able to leave us a voicemail, and it went something like this.
Hey, this is Spoonstein Fishing Copter. I just kiss your boat. Well, you know. And I just want to thank you. A lot of people don't really listen to me. I appreciate you listening to me.
Well, you're very welcome.
Playing that there Zen Star Beat Cult.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
On your radio program.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a good one. So that was our only call. I mean, I should say this. He called twice. So, well, let's go ahead and just play that, and then you can hear the whole story. You can hear the narrative play out right in front of your eyes here, people. I'll even let you watch the boring screen of me playing the clip. Here we go.
Hello, this is Spoonstein Fencing Copter Divine Oscar Kisker Bone Dangle Dingle Dangle Bernstein Von Apple Thresher Knacker Horowitz.
Yes, thank you.
And I was
Go ahead.
wondering if you could play some Zen Star Beat Cult.
Zen Star Beat Cult. Okay. Thank you for calling there, Mr. I won't say your last name because it's too long. We did. So that was the other call. Same person. We did, in fact, play some Zen Star Beat Cult for the caller. Now, we had to talk over top of it so we didn't cause copyright stuff. But that's just the way it goes on live television. You don't want them to think you're spoofing, right? I got in trouble for what was suspected spoofing. And, I'm just creating new tabs for no reason. I thought I was switching between tabs. It's tough being like the control control room operator. Although it's fun. I feel like I'm on the Starship Enterprise. It's my own personal Starship Enterprise. I have a whistly S. I apologize for that. My name is Sean. I'm a licensed psychologist. I will answer your questions. I may disagree with you on politics, but I think we should talk, especially about gun control and abortion and those things. Let's talk reasonably about gun control and abortions and look at the big concern on both sides. And let's not disrespect each other. Now, that being said, I post a lot of disrespectful memes on purpose on social media. I'm doing that to manipulate social media so that people will look the things that I put out there they're not always inflammatory. They're often inflammatory, but I'm doing it on purpose to get people to react because that's how social media works. I will announce my intentions out in the open. But the point is this, we don't have to agree. We don't have to agree, do we? I think we can all respect each other, maybe. That's kind of what I'm going for. It's kind of what I'm going for, people. There are certain things we're never going to agree upon. Abortion cannot be gotten rid of. You realize that, right? Where are you? You're right there, aren't you? Abortion cannot be gotten rid of. You're just going to make it dangerous for poor women. That's all you're doing. On the other hand, contraception. Why, if you really, really are terrified and upset about abortions, which I believe many of you really are, I believe many of you hold that belief strongly. I know a lot of you do, and that's fine. But then why aren't you helping us with contraception? 16-year-old boys with parental consent should get free frickin' vasectomies, people. There's a piece of hair on the microphone now. Nothing like getting all dramatic and then finding hair from God knows who. Free for any 16-year-old boy, we could team up with like 7-Eleven. Although this is bad eating habits, but we could give them, how about a year's supply, almost unlimited supply of slushies, Slurpees, or what have you. I like the Coca-Cola Classic myself, but being a man of a certain age, I only have 1 or 2 a year now, but I do enjoy them. I'm not a paid spokesperson for 7-Eleven. That's another thing YouTube gets mad about. They thought I was spoofing, like broadcasting something else through YouTube, I think, because what I was doing was I was playing air traffic control. I was playing air traffic control on my phone. It was live air traffic control, which I often do, and I'll probably go get my phone and turn it on in a minute, show you what I mean. But I think they thought, oh, he's doing a pirate broadcast on top of what he's calling a broadcast, and so they flagged me, but then they didn't really tell me what to do about it. Thanks, YouTube, for bringing that to my attention and giving me absolutely no help on how to rectify the problem. So anyway, it rectified itself. Basically, that story went on way too long. Lack of gun control forces parents to bury their children. No parent should have to bury their child. That's all I'm saying. That's what this show is about today, folks. That is what we are talking about. Support. Ooh, that whistle. That's a whistly ass. Support common sense gun reform now, please. Now, I told you that to take you to this next meme that kind of goes with let's go back to this one. So I got old Ted. I set Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz got himself a meme today. He says, I support school shootings. Well, of course, Ted does not support school shootings. This is sarcasm at its best. But his behavior in blocking all legislation on behalf of the NRA and other gun lobby folks He essentially, in a de facto way, does support school shooters. Greg Abbott, too, he got the same treatment. Of course, he doesn't love gun violence, nor does he support it, but he does kind of support it by not allowing any gun control to go into effect. So this is sarcasm, people. You can get upset about it if you want. Plastic doesn't really get recycled. There's a cool, this is not stuff you need to see. What is this? I forgot. Well, let's step on this one for a minute. This is also kind of what the show is about. In the United States, we should be able to pass legislation that most of us support. 89% support universal background checks. Forget all the other numbers. They're fine. 86 on... So red flag and universal background checks are awesome. Everybody loves them. We can fight about these other ones individually, but we got to do something. That's all we're talking about. I like this slogan, no guns in school, and a lot of people are misinterpreting this. They think that I'm speaking like in terms of like changes in the law, and I am, but not any legislation about guns in schools, because I think they already have legislation about guns in schools. My point is, I just want you to think about the fact that there are so many guns in school and that we can't stop the flow. It's just too much, people. Come on. And these are some buffs that I like on the sides of buildings. I go around and around, and I take pictures. Oh, this was we're going to skip that because I think I got in trouble for playing that. But that's a cool ad. Actually, let me play a little bit of it. Let me turn this down. This is an ad you can see on... it's up on the YouTubes, people. Get up there on the YouTubes. We'll cut through it. It's a comedy. It's satire.
There's some who struggle. I see them on TV, but safe inside my bubble.
So basically,
No, that won't be
money ends up being
I grew up
something
on
that
the
can
north
destroy
side.
democracy. It can destroy one person, one vote. So watch this ad. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but watch it. It's good. I don't know who these people are. There we go. All right. Come back. I missed the name. Born on Third Base, people. Check it out. Music by Wes Hepler. I found it up on the YouTubes. Excellent animation. Elizabeth Kunzig and others. And the Trump Lips. I forgot who did Trump Lips. Let's see. Trump Lips. Owen Lang. Thank you, Owen. Excellent work. People, go check these folks out. I highly recommend it. This is not what I was going to tell you about, but that's just a side. It's a side benefit. We'll skip that for now. Trump committed fraud, everybody. It's going to be proven in court. That's not even my opinion. I mean, they still got to prove it, right? All right. He already lost an appeal. He lost 2 appeals in this one. He's in deep shit. This is what I was going for, though. We'll talk about Trump another time. We can have both. That's what I think y'all should call in about today. Is how come we can't have gun rights and gun safety? That's just dumb. All right, everybody, enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your friends and family. Give us a call at 509-676-6032. You know what we believe in here? We believe in neighborhoods. We believe in respecting your neighbor. Now, Jesus wanted you to love your neighbor. That's a tall order for some people. Now, some of you may be wondering, why am I wearing short pants in the studio? And that's because I have yet to install my mini split, but I'm going to install it soon. Probably on this wall that you're looking at right now, so that my studio will stay nice and cozy. All right, we've been on the air for 23 minutes. I'm going to take a 2-minute dance break, but I think I'm going to change up the tune here. This is the theme song right this minute that you're hearing. You're hearing it this minute. It's called I Go Big. It's me and a drum machine and Cypher on bass. Now this over here, this is today's loop this is the freshest one we're working on. That's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's too loud. That's right. Used to have a six-pack. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. Here we go. So keep that beat back a little bit. I used to have a six-pack. That's right. Turn me fat egg, deck, and now I got just breadsticks. Yep. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Oh, I got just gas sticks. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Give us a call, people. Ooh. Live on Q109 Ooh. Out of Walla Walla, right. Washington. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. That's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. Yeah. That's right. Now I just got some breadsticks. Turn me fat. Deck. And now I got just breadsticks. Yeah. I used to have a six-pack. Yeah. Now I got just breadsticks. Now I got just breadsticks. Yeah. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Yeah. Ooh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. I used to have a six-pack. 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 Ooh, yeah. That's right. Give us a call. Turn me pack. Deck. And now I got just breadsticks. Give us a call, 509-676-6032, Walla Walla, Washington, live. We're live on Q109. This is today's loop, today's beat. It'll grow and change. Now I got just breadsticks. It's called I Used to Have a Six-Pack, and now I used to have a six-pack. I just got breadsticks. Now I got just breadsticks. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, 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 that's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. That's the sound of my coffee maker. That's my coffee maker hissing at the end there. I'm training myself to hear that sound. And now I got just breadsticks. And turn it off. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, 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 that's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. Ooh, yeah. I used to have a six-pack. Ooh, yeah. I used to have a six-pack. Ooh. That's right. Ooh. Turn me pack. Back-a-deck-a-deck. And now I got just breadsticks. Back-a-deck-a-deck. I used to have a six-pack. Ooh. Now I got just breadsticks. And now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. Yeah. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. Breadsticks. Yeah. Bread. That's right. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. 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 That's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. The trumpet's not really working. I used to have a six-pack. Right now. I'll work on that for you. That's right. Turn me Deck. And now I got just breadsticks. Oh yeah. I used to have a six-pack. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is today's loop, entitled "I Used to Have a Six-Pack." I hope you enjoyed that. I'm your host and meme maker, Dr. Sean, Doc, Rev Doc, Doc Rev. You can call me all of those things, or you can just call me on 509-676-6032. That is how you reach Truth Bomb Memes to talk on the air, and we'll discuss gun control, we'll discuss abortion, we'll discuss anything as long as it's respectful. And I'll use my psychological training to try and help. I promise I'm not here to bullshit anybody or sell them anything. That being said, could you use some kick-ass yard signs in your life? If so, get on down to kickassyardsigns.com today. Get yourself a yard sign and more. Right, people, sorry about that pause, but I had to switch positions and move the microphone around. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to be one of those guys that wears a microphone on his head, which I find off-putting. Anyway, I give you my ethical promise. Is that a thing? I give you my ethical promise that I will use my psychological training only to help people regardless of their race, creed, religion, or, and I mean this, even your political party. I won't hold it against you. I think our great society needs a balance of liberal and conservative points of view. You have to have both points of view. And if you learn to hate each other, then nobody's going to get what they want. We could fight about abortion until the end of days. It'll never go away. And the people that think it's wrong will never stop thinking it's wrong. That's not entirely true. Some change their mind over time. But point is, you could prevent abortions. Free vasectomies for boys with parental consent. And you put some of their swimmers in a nice jar, put it in the cryogenic freezer. You thaw them out whenever you need them. Those are the healthier ones too. You want to get those sperm when they're young. They probably have stronger genetic material. I could be wrong about that. Who knows? Point is this. We could get together on these things. We can get together on police matters, right? We can talk about whatever you want to talk about over here on Truth Bomb Memes as I stall for, oh, I know where it went. It's on a different tab. The thing you look for is always on a different tab. That's what I've learned. So we can talk about all these things respectfully. I'm not a Christian, but I live by the ethic, the code of conduct supplied to us by one Mr. Jesus Christ. Nobody ever says Mr. That sounded really weird. And I feel wrong for having said it, but it's too late. So Mr. Jesus Christ says, treat your neighbors with love and compassion. That's the basic lesson, people. I am an ordained minister as well as a psychologist, but I'm not the kind of minister that needs to believe in God. I believe in just following the ethic of being kind to your neighbor. Just be kind to your neighbor. I can't tell which camera to look at. Camera 1 or 2? Camera 2. Camera 1? Oh yeah, camera 1. Hello, camera 1. Be kind to your neighbors. That's what I believe in. Over here at Truth Bomb Memes, you may disagree with me, and that is more than okay. Are you a respectful human? And you should know before we start getting callers, just, well, full disclosure, we've only had one caller. And that caller just wanted to hear some music, so, I mean, that's not a bad thing to request. We can only play a snippet of it without getting in trouble. I'd have to talk over it. But these are the challenges at minute 36 of the Truth Bomb Memes broadcast. Thanks for coming out today, everybody. 509-676-6032. We're looking for that first caller. And by the way, the first real caller, who's not a friend of mine from somewhere else, or pretending to be from somewhere else, a real caller, you get a free t-shirt. And it might be a t-shirt that says vote, vote, vote on it. As you can see over here on Kick-Ass Yard Signs. Look at that vote, vote, vote shirt. That's one of my favorites. Science Matters is a good one. We got mugs. It comes in actual yard signs. Most of our slogans come on yard signs. Like this one here. So we try to put it on the items where it looks best. You can get tote bags. You can get mugs. You can get postcards, flat cards, and note cards. How about that? We got all the cards. But yeah, you can get your stuff. You get a water bottle. The tote bags look pretty nice. I'm not wild about it on the onesie with the black background, but that's okay. This one really jumps out at you. The t-shirts might be a bit much in terms of kapow, right in the face. It's a big one. You got to be bold. Now, I think everybody should believe in vaccines because we've been working on vaccines for a couple hundred years now, and it saved us a lot of strife. Just talk to anybody that grew up during polio. Do we really want to give up on vaccines? Because some podcast dude questioned their efficacy? Why would you listen to anyone except scientists on that? If you want an estimate on your car, do you go to a baker? I trust them both, but I want a mechanic. All right, I'm not going to yell at you anymore. I don't want to be a bad dad with the yelling. Sometimes I yell. What do you think about that, Dr. Freud? Sometimes I yell.
It's very nice. No, not the yelling. The show is very nice. To talk about the yelling is very nice because if you yell too much, then you get like I did, where I had the cocaine addiction. You see, I was so worked up that I just couldn't stop with the cocaine addiction.
Well, Dr. Freud, that is that. I appreciate your well-known but still somehow startling revelation. Camera two. Thanks for saying that, Dr. Freud, and I agree with you. I feel like rage can consume people, and that's a big part of what I want to talk about on this show. If anybody ever frickin' calls me, how do we deal with our rage? Even those of you that really love Mr. Trump, you must at least admit, he likes to divide us. He's very, very, very good at dividing us. I would even argue up closer to the camera if I'm not cutting my head off. I would even argue he is a genius at dividing us. He's so good at messaging. And he figured out what a lot of working class people were feeling. And then he kind of tried to turn that into a racial thing. He was like, hey, you're not being treated fairly. And he was right about that. He's a genius at half-lies, too. Working class people, black, white, Mexican, whatever, are not being treated fairly because there are too many billionaires, people. They want you to work for slave wages. That's why Donald Trump in the past always destroyed unions. He tried as much as he could to destroy unions. Because he can make more money without unions. Unions aren't perfect, but you need them. The real thing here, though, is you say to what his message was, his genius message. This is what I consider his evil genius. Is you're being treated poorly, America. Wink, wink, wink. I mean white America, white working class America. And the people that are to blame are the brown people coming over the border. So he needed a scapegoat right away. And then he added Muslims as another scapegoat. He never explicitly mentioned Jews, but I think the anti-Semitic folks heard what they wanted to hear, and he wanted them to hear it. He basically said, you're unhappy because of the brown people or the black people or the people that are coming over the border invading. He wanted you to feel invaded. But the truth is you were feeling that you're not being treated fairly because you're not. You're not being treated fairly. But it's not the Mexicans. No poor people have control over wages. The Mexicans come here to get work because they're smart. And they're like, hey, there are jobs up there. Let's go. We can't survive down here. Let's go. It's worth the risk. It's the same thing rednecks would do. I'm a liberal redneck, and I'd do it. If there was no job here, no way for me to take care of my family, and there were jobs in Mexico, I'd reverse invade. It's not an invasion. My point is, Donald Trump's genius is that he made you think that you're getting fucked over by immigrants who probably have the least power. immigrants and indigenous people probably have the least power. But that's who Donald Trump said caused your problems. When in fact, Donald Trump's just another in a long line of super rich people that manipulate us in the way we vote and the way we think. Because they're scared. They're scared of black and white people get together across the whole color spectrum. If we get together, we can run the country the way we want to. I mean, there's little thing of trying to make billionaires pay their taxes seems to be kind of the sticking point. Too much is never enough, and that's who Mr. Trump, that's who he has aligned himself with. Even if you love him and you think he's a genius. By the way, whenever somebody, I'm a psychologist, I'll tell you this straight, whenever somebody says, I alone can fix it, which Trump said on several occasions, that means you're dealing with a sociopath and a narcissist. Just know that. But you can still love him if you want, but you got to admit, even Trump said at a public gathering, maybe it was private, but he bragged about how he made all these rich people richer. He did. That's what he did. That's who he is. So let's just be honest about what he is. We can talk about it. I don't begrudge you for loving Trump. I see how he tricked people. And then all those dudes attacking the Capitol, especially those that don't have a lot of money, a lot of them lost their jobs. Over 100 cops got seriously injured. And Trump didn't stand up for them at all. He said things, but how about a little bit of money there? How about a little, hey, Donnie, Mr. Trump, if you will, how about a little chicken scratch for the people that came to your Stop the Steal rally? You're letting them burn, man. You're letting them burn in jail. By the way, Mr. Trump, they killed Officer Brian Sicknick. Your people killed him. Nobody seems to quite know how, but you've had a hand in murdering a police officer. Violent words, Mr. Trump. Violent words are not protected speech. You can't threaten people. Oh, yeah, you said peaceful. I know. People are going to get all mad and say, well, he said peace, be peaceful. But then he also said if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. You can't say that to people. That knocks people right out of their socks. Especially if you're at a rally and you're worked up, and now you essentially said, go do what you have to do, angry mob. And guess what they did, Mr. Trump? They killed Brian Sicknick. Now let me zigzag away from this real quick. I think the people that should be held accountable at this point is Facebook. I think Facebook should be held civilly liable for the harm that came to not only Officer Sicknick, but over 100 fellow officers by a group of people that supposedly support the blue. And some of y'all got killed too. Ashley Babbitt got killed. Ashley Babbitt's family, I believe, has a right to go after Facebook for civil liability. She went down the Facebook rabbit hole. We all know what happened to her. There was another young woman that died of a heart failure. I think that's what happened to a few people there. They were overcome because it was frickin' hand-to-hand combat. All right? Ashley Babbitt died. A police officer, however you want to think of it, I don't think he took any joy in shooting her, but he was sworn to protect that room, and as soon as they tried to come in that room, lethal force was allowed. Ashley Babbitt didn't know that. Mr. Trump knew that, but he sent her in anyway. He got her addicted on Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg's going to say, oh no, oh no. This is my imitation of Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh no, I'm going to do better.
Liar. You're a liar. You didn't do better. You did worse. The number one post of the first quarter of last year, the number one post on Facebook, which means more eyeballs looked at this post than any other post. First quarter last year, this is a fact. Look it up. It was a post denying the effectiveness of vaccines. So giving people room to doubt so that they could then get routed immediately to an ivermectin hydroxychloroquine website where you're going to buy some drug that doesn't do anything. I don't take Tums for jock itch, people. That isn't how it works. I wanted that to be funnier. Let me try that again. Let me turn this music down. You don't take Tums for jock itch, people. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this with another light on. Let's see how. I kind of like the look right now. Oh, no, that makes it way too translucent. You got to adjust the settings based on what time it is when I do my broadcast. But see, I do my broadcast at all different times. What am I supposed to do? I got a crazy life. I try to do a new broadcast every Tuesday and every Thursday. I will endeavor to always tell the truth. And it is true. I am a psychologist, and I will take your call at 509-676-6032. We can discuss how they keep increasing continuing ed requirements for people with masters and PhDs in psychology. I could bitch about that a little bit. It's not that bad, actually, but it's kind of a racket. Think. It's kind of like, hey, we're going to raise your requirements, and oh, by the way, my brother-in-law runs this company that you can buy credits from. I'm not accusing anyone in particular of, the grift, as Mr. Trump would call it, or as Mr. Trump would do it, but it just seems a little suspicious. You make all these requirements, and all these companies pop up that can take your money and help you meet your state ed requirements. Can't I have it through a public institution? Does it have to be private for-profit hucksters running every damn thing? Now I've really got enough truth. This is Truth Bomb Memes. I'm just killing time waiting for a caller. It may be that I never get a caller, ever, in the history of Truth Bomb Memes, but I'm going to keep trying, people. Go to Kick-Ass Yard Signs if you want to support the show. Dr. Freud, are you, you had mentioned you were hoping to get some merchandise for Sebastian.
Yes, very much. I would like I don't know. There's so many good ones. The vaccines are freedom is very much my favorite, but now the new Science Matters. I really like the Science Matters. I don't know what to do.
That is okay, Dr. Freud. You think about it. Science Matters with the pink and blue background. We'll have other versions of Science Matters coming up real soon. Climate change is real. I like that one a lot.
Oh, this is very nice. I like this. Climate change is real. The t-shirt is very nice.
Yep, I agree. Let's get our beat started again. There we go. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. Oh, look, Dr. Freud, there is a shirt for a dog. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. You can shop right here, people. Kick-Ass Yard Signs.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, yeah.
Right here on the interwebs. You can get a shirt for your dog. I don't know if that's like a... Oh, I see. That's pretty cute. You can get a climate change shirt for your dog, people. Right here on Kick-Ass Yard Signs. Kick-Ass Yard Signs is our merchandise sponsor. Yard signs, buttons, mugs, t-shirts. That's my favorite part of kickass-yardsigns.com are the t-shirts, but you check them out for yourself. Maybe pick something up for your dog. Dogs ain't gonna like it if it gets too hot out, people. Ooh, that's too loud of a beat. People, bring it down a little bit.
Now I got just breadsticks.
I'm the sound
Now
man.
I got just breadsticks.
I'm the sound man for this show too.
I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks.
I would help the busy sound man
Six-pack.
for the show, but
Now I got just breadsticks.
my hands are too small. Alas.
That's right. Ooh, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Freud. I had considered that. I really had. I had considered bringing you in as, or maybe Bigfoot. Bigfoot's got the reach on you.
Oh, this is very true.
That's right.
But I thought about bringing you in for
That's right.
to be the control board operator.
Yes.
And I thought, well, you're not going to be able to reach all the buttons, and some of them are spring-loaded, and I think proportionally you would need, like, you know, the strength of Bigfoot to even push the buttons.
Oh, that's very nice. Let the Bigfoot do it.
Okay, all right. Sound like you're
And now I got just breadsticks.
sound like you were having a hard time with your voice there.
Oh, no, it was just
used
me.
to
I
have
was
a
in,
six-pack.
away from the microphone, petting
Now I got just
Sebastian,
breadsticks. And now I
my
got
pet
just
zebra.
breadsticks.
Oh, hey. Nice to meet you, Sebastian. Sebastian's been here before, correct, Dr. Freud?
Oh, yes. Sometimes Sebastian runs off camera so you don't see her.
Okay, that explains it.
Sticks. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Ooh,
Q109, live,
that's right.
Truth Bomb Memes, Walla Walla, Washington. We're at 55 minutes,
That's right.
people.
Ooh,
It's time to go out. We're going to work on the loop a little bit more before we go.
that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a very delicate with the microphones. That's right. All right. Turn me on.
We got to turn this up a little bit.
Pack. Deck. And now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. And now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, 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 that's right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. That's right. Turn me off. Pack. Deck. And now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. And now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh. Oh, that's right. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. 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 That's right. Ooh. Yeah.
got just breadsticks. I used to have a six-pack. Now I got just breadsticks. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, all right. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's 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 right. Used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. I used to have a six-pack. That's right. Turn me on. Well, there you have it, folks. Another show successfully executed, prosecuted, and interlocuted here on Q109, live from Walla Walla, Washington. Nobody called today. That's okay. We can let it go. I can let it go. I hope y'all live by the Christian ethic. Don't let haters like Mr. Trump divide. Don't let haters divide us. We don't even have to say Mr. Trump. It's anybody that wants to pit one group of humans against another. They usually do it along racial lines. It's the same recipe. They all follow the same recipe. They try to divide us. Let's not go that way. Let me send you out with... I got a song I want to send you out with. Let me turn this down for just a sec. Let's see. Where, oh, where? I think I'll go to TikTok. Little short videos I like putting on TikTok best of all for right now. YouTube is trying with their shorts, but you know. Let's see. I can review my profile because I want you to see this video.
This could be very nice. I think I know what video you mean.
Yes, I think you do too. I thought it was prior. Oh, there it is. There it is, people. We're gonna lay it down. We are gonna lay it down. Let's open video in a new tab because it does something very cool where I can loop it and I can go full screen. And yes, there we go. I want to share this because this is the antidote to what Mr. Trump is trying to do to us. This is the antidote. And there's a little ad for Kick-Ass Yard Signs at the end. Thanks for tuning in. The ad's going to loop again and you'll see what I'm talking about. White, brown, unite. This is the antidote to Trumpism. Or to any sort of dictatorial takeover or oligarchical takeover. We have to unite, people. Regular working class people have to unite. Let's watch it one more time. There you go, people. We don't have to agree on everything.